Okay, Malcolm is here to run a test on his pre-trip inspection. And when you do a pre-trip inspection, well, I was taught first you do an overview of the whole truck. And in my overview, I can see if I look up under it, there's no leaks. It's some water, it's been raining, but there's no leaks, no loose wires, and the truck is not leaning to any side. But I would start at the top of the truck where I had those 5 lights in amber. It cannot be cracked or broken. The 2 outside lights are my clearance lights. They represent the truck being 13 feet 6 inches in height, a maximum height. And the 3 inside lights are my identification lights, my ID lights. They represent the truck being a minimum of 8 feet wide. My windows, they are not cracked or broken, and my hood mirrors are not cracked or broken. They well firm to the truck. My headlights, they are clean on both sides of them. They cannot be cracked, broke, or damaged or have grease or debris in them. But my headlights, you got your high beams, you have your low beams. And, my low beams should shine out 250 feet when in operation, when in use. And my high beams, when I need them, they should shine out anywhere from 350 to 500 feet out. The outer bulbs here that's in amber is my left turn signal, my parking lights, and my 4-way flashes. They are not cracked, damaged, or broken. And on the other side will be the same. So what I would do now is I will open up the hood to check the inside of the truck, right? And I will start on the passenger side, right over here. First thing I would check is my windshield wiper fluid. It goes in here. It has fluid in it. It's not full, but it has fluid in it. It is properly mounted. It is not cracked or broken, and it works. And then the next thing I would check is my alternator, which is right here. My alternator. How I know it's my alternator? Because I had these like threads in here. That's to identify my alternator. And my alternator is well secure and mounted, and it is not broken. I have no bare wires and no burnt marks, and the wires are properly secure to the alternator. The alternator is belt driven, and the belt can't have no more than 1/4 of inch of free play. It is well secure to the truck. So I started here on my passenger side because those are the only 2 things on this side that I would have to check. Everything else on the other side is the same thing on this side, so I do it from the other side. So I'm gonna walk around here to the other side of the truck over here. Now over here I have my coolant reservoir, which is full to proper level. It's not cracked or broken, and is well secure to the truck. So I would follow this hose here coming from the coolant reservoir, coming here, and I follow the hose. My hose also are not crack frayed or bulging or leaking, and it's properly secure. Now I follow the hose. This coming here into my engine, up here to the top, but I follow my other hose coming here from the bottom, and it's coming right here. This is my water pump, and the hose are not leaking. It's well secure mounted, and also my water pump is well secure and mounted. Is not cracked, damaged, or broken. And also this water pump, per my mechanic, is gear driven. normally they are belt driven, but this one is gear driven. Okay, next I will, since I'm up here topping at the outside, this is where my oil will go in. This is my oil cap, and I will put oil in if I need to add oil to the system. And this here is my dipstick. You know, I would take that out, wipe it off, put it back in, pull it out, and check the oil level to make sure that I have proper amount of oil in the truck. And if not, I will add oil. Okay, next I will go to my steering shaft right here. This is my steering shaft, and it can't have no more than 10 degree or play, or can't have too much play in it. And these are my U-bolts here, and my U-bolts here, right? And if I follow my steering shaft down, I come right to my gearbox. My steering gearbox is well secure. My steering shaft is not bent or broken. It's well secure with the U-joints. But this here is my gearbox, and my gearbox is well secure, not leaking, and not cracked, and properly working. On top of here, my gearbox, I have my power steering fluid, right? And my power steering fluid is filled to the proper level. It is not leaking. It's properly mounted, and it's not cracked or broken. But I will follow these holes. I have holes coming here from my power steering fluid over to my steering gearbox. It's not leaking. It's properly secure. And I follow the hose up under here that's coming from the power steering fluid. That is going to my power steering pump, which is back up in here. I just follow the hose. That's how I can find it. I follow the hose, and my power steering pump is gear driven. Anything in the back of the engine is gear driven, and it is well secure, not cracked, damaged, or broken. And then I will come back up here, right? Follow my hose back up, and I come back to my steering gearbox, and I will follow it down to the rest of the parts. And right here, I have my drag link. My drag link come down here. It's hooked right here with cotter pins, capsule nuts and cotter pins that are secure. Then I have my, this is my drag, this is my drag link, this is my drag link, well, this is my drag link here. My drag link, my upper and lower control arms, they are back up in here. I'm trying to put the camera, the picture where you can see it. And then my tie rod, they are all secure, not bent or damaged, and they are secure with capsule nuts and cotter pins. And then I'll come back up here, and I'll follow this hose that's coming from back up over here and coming into my brake chamber, which is right here. This hose is going back into my air compressor. It is gear driven, and it is well secure, and it's back behind here, back behind the frame. Also, my frame don't have no man-made wheels, and it is not bent. So I follow my hose here. This hose here is going back to where my air compressor is. Before I get to my brakes, this here is my shock absorber. It is not leaking. It is well secure. And this is my shock absorber mounts. My upper and lower one, they are well secure and not damaged or cracked. And then here on the bottom, I have my lead springs. These are lead springs here. This is the saddle here, and these are U-joints, the U-bolts that holds them in. And over here, I have my spring mounts hangers. Right here, let me touch. I want to touch my spring mount hangers. They are secure. I have one here on this side, and I have one back over here on the opposite side. And my lead springs cannot be seriously cracked or damaged, though I am allowed to have 20%, 25% of it can be damaged, but these here are all secure. So then now I will come back to my air compressor line and going into my brake chambers here. My brake holes are not cracked or damaged, and are well secure to the brake chambers and brake clamp. This is the brake chamber, this is the brake clamp here, right? And this here is my slack adjuster, right? And my push rod, I can't have no more than 1 inch of free play when the brakes are released, right? So they are not cracked, damaged, or broken, and it has no leaks, right? And this is my brake chamber hammer, which secures my brake hammer. Now coming back over here, as I follow my brake, I have my brake drums and my brake shoes. My brake shoes can now have 1/4 inch thick. That's the less it can be, 1/4 inch. If there's any more, they need to be changed. My brake shoes cannot have grease, oil, or debris on them, and they are well secure. And then my brake drum cannot be cracked, damaged, or broken, and it can't, and it's not exceedingly worn, and it can't have no man-made weld. Right here now, on the inside of the rim, this is my rim. My rim cannot, it must be round. It can't be bent. It must be round. It can't have no man-made welds on it, right? And then my tires, right here on the back side of my tires, there's no cracks. They're not leaky, and they're not bulging. The tires on the front can only be 4/32 inch of tread depth, and they must be evenly worn, same size. All the tires that's on the tractor must be same size, same type, evenly worn, right? And I have no debris or anything inside my tires, and they not no puncture holes or anything. And then on this side of my tires, you have to look on both sides of your tires. Look around the whole tires. My tires are not cut frayed, bulging, and no tire separation. And my tires is only allowed to have 100 to 110 of PSI in it, or manufacturer specification. I checked my rim on this side. It should be round and not bent, and had no man-made welds. Then I would check my valve stem. It should have a cap. It's not a cap on this one, but it's supposed to have a metal cap. It is straight. It is not leaking, and it should have a metal cap on it. Now here's this one here, got like a hub cap on it, but behind this hub cap is my hub seal. This should have lubricant in it, 90 weight oil lubricant in it that's not leaking, right? And that is my front tire in my front pre-trip inspection. Now, but before I cut this, I will come back and look over here to make sure that I ain't missed anything, right? I did my coolant reservoir. I checked the holes are not cracked, damaged, or broken. I did my oil, right? These are the key components. And I'm just going back over. I did my water pump in the hose. I did my power steering fluid reservoir. The hose are leading to it. I did my drag link, and my pitman arm, and my drag link. My shock absorbers, I touched on the frame. I touched on the power steering fluid pump, and the air compressor pump. And that would actually really conclude. I touched on everything on the brakes, my brake pads, brake shoes. Yes, I'm running tests. I'm just coming back over to make sure that I hit all the parts that I need to hit. I'm gonna come back on the overview, just to give you an overview, and then I'm gonna play this video to test myself, right? So that concludes this part of the video.